Hey guys, welcome back to Elden Ring. So we're here in Caria's study hall, getting ready for like my 5th or 6th attempt to kill this stupid mage. So this is a NPC summon, this mage right there. Teleports. She shoots those big ass great arrows of magic and then teleports around. Also with little summons here. So I'm just gonna get her right there and finish her off. This was a lot easier in here than it was in real life, but that's done. Now later on we'll be back in this area for another quest, but for now I just gather all the loot and then we move on. Then after that's over, I head back to the coastal cave to advance the Taylor's quest line a little bit. Give him the sewing needle that we picked off the demi-human guys in like the first or second episode of this, way back. And yeah, that's kind of it. We move on to the next area. Okay, then we head back to the forest outside of the Third Church America, to talk to Blad. I think it's Blad. He's here. You get him by snapping your fingers after you talk to Kale. It's not much of a quest line, but it'll definitely come in handy later when we go on to take on another boss. But for now, he wants us to go kill this dude at Everjail. So I'm looking on the map here trying to find it. And I think it's that one right there. Or no, it's this one right there. I already did the other one. So that's the Everjail, and we'll teleport there. Alright, teleportation is in there. We got here, summoning in Blade, no? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Summoning in the wolf guy.
Rotting in a cell is no true justice.
And now we're going to fight Bloodhound Knight Darrowil.
This is where it ends for you.
He's got like this advanced Blad's quest line. Blad? I'm just going to say Blad. This advances Blad's quest line. And honestly, like, I've fought this boss before in a couple of playthroughs I had a lot harder time with him. Granted, we are super overpowered for this area. But yeah, 3 hits and he goes down like nothing. We get the Bloodhound Fang, which is a very decent quality weapon for an early game build. So after he's dead, Blad's standing nearby. You're going to go talk to him. Continue the quest line on. You're going to get a Somber 2 and a recommendation to go talk to that giant blacksmith that we met outside of Caria Manor in the Kingsway Ruins. Talking to him is going to get us some new items that we can buy, rings and stuff like that. Alright, here we go back in Limgrave at the South Lake side of Grace, and we are going to go take on a boss. Boss I've fought before in this game, but never successfully beat it until right meow. So, headed from here, the guy's not here to talk to. I kind of hang around here for a second and then move on. We're going to head into the lake this time to take on a boss I've been kind of dragging my feet on fighting. I'll be more funny in a second. I've already fought this boss. I've already activated this boss on accident on this playthrough, but I haven't successfully encountered him yet. And you can kind of see him there in the background as we get ever closer to a giant-ass dragon hanging out in the lake. Summon our summons. I've already taken the flask that gives us a little protective bubble. And now it's time for the violence. So I whiffed my first shot. He doesn't. Takes my protective bubble right out of there. Second one hits him pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about this fight. Even though we are pretty over-leveled for it, I'm okay with that. Because, to be real honest with you, the dragon was super intimidating to fight. But being able to just come through and knock everything down with the big hitting stick makes it much more manageable. That's why Elden Ring is kind of nice, because if you're having problems with bosses and stuff, you can kind of move around, level up, and do other areas, and then come back to them. And I've done that a few different times in this game, this being kind of one of them. And as you can see here, we're doing pretty well. He goes down, and other than the initial hit, I don't think we took a hit. Do the victory dance, get the dragon hearts, and get the notice that there's a new rite available at the cathedral. time to just kind of go through and clean up here. I explore this for a little bit, kill some enemies, kind of just finish exploring the lake that I wasn't able to when the dragon was there. And then in the back of a little tunnel there, the little like ravine, there's a Limgrave tunnels. This is going to take us down into like a somber tunnel area. I lived through that. I was super surprised. But yeah, so this area is just kind of like your standard, I mean, we covered them before, just your standard like mining facility. So we're going to skip to the boss fight here. All right, and here we are at the boss entrance. So push open the doors and get ready to fight boss number 28 in this playthrough, Stone Digger Troll. So this dude is fairly easy. I mean, even at a low level, he's fairly easy. We are definitely not a low level because we take about half of his health in one hit. That's kind of it. We're overpowered for this area. That's going to go away quickly when we start moving on a little further here, but for now, we're just kind of cleaning up the area. Alright, after a lot of traveling, we ended up over here, which is the far right side of Caelid. I'm going to go get a memory stone from this guy in here. Super easy to get into. I'll show it right here. In case you were wondering, you don't have to find turtles for this one. You just hop on that, land on the roof, and if you go over to where we're at from the right side there, always jump off your horse because you'll miss it. Slide down the roof here, boop, boop, right on the landing, and then go up. So after a little bit of travel again, see we're moving further down, we ended up at the Fort Faroth bonfire. We need to get an item from there. Another reason I came over here is I wanted the souls from killing this dragon. Now this dragon is like permanently stationary. He's got a shitload of health though. And he's just going to chill here. The best way to do this is with bleed damage. So I throw on the little like Wolverine claws and just proceed to just slash the shit out of him for like 20 minutes. We'll fast forward to the end of this, but yeah, it takes a while. I'm also not going to really count this as a boss fight because it's easy and it kind of made me sad. But you get a dragon heart, you get like 70 or 80,000 runes out of it. You get 5 dragon hearts, excuse me, and then the dragon disappears. Now the problem with this area is there's a shit ton of dragons just wandering around, so you could stumble across one of those guys at any point. But we're actually going to go into this little fort here, Fort Faroth, after I level up here. You can pause the screen, take a look at the stats here. A lot into strength, vigor, and endurance. Nothing else anywhere except for a few points in dex at the early game, just so we could use weapons. Now Fort Faroth doesn't have a boss. It is the sister fort to Fort Hagen, which we went to in an earlier episode to get half of the Dectus medallion. We're actually going to get the other half in here. This place is kind of a pain in the ass though. We are definitely under leveled for it, but I managed to get through pretty easily, honestly. And just the bats. The bats were the real problems here. You can see it's dark as shit, and there's a ton of these little bats hanging around. So summons don't really do much except for aggro these guys, and then 2 to 3 hits to take them down. But the problem is there's a ton of these guys everywhere, and I don't think I have the lantern equipped. Some of them are a lot harder to take out than others. Like this guy in particular took like 6 or 7 hits to take down, and I think there were 2 or 3 of them. They also poison you, which is a fun fact I just learned here, going through this area again. But they will also swarm you, so kind of try to have a safe route that you can heal at. That's why the summons are so nice, is that they don't give a shit about poison. They're just going to sit here and constantly draw aggro and allow you to live your best life. Another one of those guys that takes a lot of hits, just completely wrecking his shit. While his other buddy is dead there, this guy's still hanging on a little bit. But you get a golden rune 9 out of killing them, so they're not bad. I think I got 2 golden rune 9s out of them. Now there's 2, 3. I got 3 golden rune 9s, so it's not bad. Double check to make sure you get everything out of here. There's some stuff that you're going to see that's kind of walled off that you're not going to get to. But then go up the ladder, and when we get up to the top, When we get up to the top, the Dectus medallion is pretty much right there, right in the chest there. And you could literally walk out of this area at this point. But if you want to finish it, get all the loot and all that stuff, head down the path here. You got to drop down. And once you drop down, you can't go back up this way. So if you're going to commit, you got to commit. And then here we are. So looks clear, no enemies. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I'm going to take it very cautiously, very slow. I see the shade over there, and he's not really doing anything. He ran around a little bit. And then I get that notification there. I check that thing that says behind. It's like, what does that mean? Turn around, and there's guys. So these guys will pop out from nowhere. They're invisible ghost guys. They'll just invisibly, pop up. So if you run through this area thinking that this is easy, you're going to get quickly swarmed. And these guys aren't hard, but they're not hard, if that makes sense. So definitely wouldn't recommend running through this area in a full sprint unless you're just like wanting to get out of here and just get done with and all that other stuff. Also watch out for the holes in the ground because they'll fall and you'll die. But I went through here because these guys drop a pretty amazing amount of runes. I think it's, like 1,300 a kill. And there's like 10 or 15 of these guys. I don't know. I cleaned up pretty good. Walked out of here with a bunch of runes. So when you're done up here killing all these guys, just go down. There's a hole with a ladder. Just slide down the ladder to continue on. Then after spending some time collecting maps of the area, I saw this tower and I wanted to go check it out. So I jumped on the horse and hopped over here, worked my way up to the top eventually. And this, it turns out, is the Divine Tower of Caelid. So much like the one we found in Limgrave, this is the Caelid version. One way here leads to a dead end that we need the Remembrance to unlock. The other leads to a room with 2 soldiers. So these guys aren't... I think these are knights. These are your not your best soldiers, but definitely like your... I don't know. These guys are a little bit beefier than just your regular hollow foot soldiers that we're fighting. I keep calling them hollows even though this isn't Dark Souls, but I guess like tarnished or whatever they are. That guy hits me for about half the health, and I start to take him a little more seriously, especially when he starts throwing fucking fire bombs. But he gets shreked pretty quickly because big sword's OP. After killing those 2 guys, we get our flasks refilled, and then we end up here. Now I can't open that door yet, but what I can do is throw myself off this cliff into the Oblivion beyond. So that's kind of what we do. It's a platforming puzzle that I don't know how to solve. I see the jump thing there, and I see the jump thing there, and I imagine that'll take me all the way to the ground, but there's items on the way that I want to get first. So making your way around all of this stuff, pick up a few things. I end up eventually falling to my death and then leaving this area for a little bit, but we'll definitely have to come back here later. So that's going to be the episode for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out on this channel. I'm trying to grow it a little bit. As you can see looking down there's a ton of shit, but we'll get to that in another episode. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.